Oi oi, alright, how's it going? I'm Grant, this is Doodle Review, coming through with another review for Metal Week. Today talking about Baroness. US prog sludge metal band Baroness are a strange one for me. On paper they offer almost everything that make Mastodon one of my favourite bands, but on record it ends up being very hit or miss. They have riffs, the requisite dark, spooky metal aesthetic and aggression, but with a slice of emotional maturity. Check, everything's here, it should work, so why doesn't it? Preparing to review the latest 6th record from Baroness, I came to the conclusion that what this band offers just feels too self-serious for me to fully connect with. Bands like Mastodon and Convelatak manage to avoid this with just a touch of tongue-in-cheek humour. They have a swagger that ever so slightly acknowledges the ridiculousness of metal, and that little wink and a nod adds a layer of cool to everything they do. Baroness, to me at least, just do not got that. This enlightenment kind of hit me while listening to the dark and brooding and pretty much spoken word piece choir, the couple acoustic interludes like Embers and the Dirge, as well as the long breakdown of Shine. I just don't care enough about the super serious lore or the story they're trying to tell to see these songs as any more than a total drag. I will say the drum performance on choir is great, particularly the huge drum fills on the back half. However, this leads me to another criticism of the record, the mixing. The drums on this track are muddy as fuck. You can barely make out the kick, which is lost against this super weird sounding snare. And this is odd because Stone is mixed by Joe Barresi, an incredible producer who's made some of my favourite records. Looking at the credits, I wonder if this is down to the band themselves muddying the water by being so deeply involved in the production. Last Word is a track built around a sick, sludgy, chuggy groove in the verses and has some incredible bass fills. You can hear the fills because the bass is so up front in the mix, and as a bass player, trust me when I say I'm not complaining about that in and of itself, but the riffs here mix between busy runs and then these long moments of just holding a note, and I don't know, the way it's mixed is almost as distracting as it is interesting. The guitar solo on this track sounds like it was mic'd and recorded in the control room in playback, which I know that's actually not uncommon, but rarely does it sound so detached from the feel and vibe of the rest of the production. It just has a completely different reverb and room tone. It's really weird. This track also reveals another issue I see come up a few times, which is around the arrangements. There is a passage of this super high note arpeggiated guitar part that just goes on so unnecessarily long without sounding good enough to justify it. The following track, Beneath the Rose, also needed some workshopping in the arrangement department, with a useless introduction and then just a hodgepodge of parts that managed to pull down what could have actually been a banger. That chuggy phasing verse part and its variations are rad, but they're butted up against some really flat parts, both guitar wise and vocally, that just suck the life out of the track. By contrast, Anodyne has a sick riff that doesn't stick around nearly long enough. I think all told, my favourite song on the whole album is actually the closer Bloom, which is a beautifully layered folk song with some amazing vocal harmonies and performances, free from almost all of the pretension, mixing and arrangement issues of the rest of the record. While it's got some great parts, Stone just feels like an album with too much vision and too much overthinking that's made it come out a bit of a mess, and I would have to give it about 4 out of 10. But tell me what you think. Did I get this right? What was your favourite track? Let me know, or just fucking hurl some abuse in comments, chuck them my way. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.